And it goes a little something like.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Terrier Table Talk. I am your host, Chanelle, and today we are joined by our new assistant principal, Mr. Pescitelli.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Glad to be here.
So, as I said, he is new to our school, so today we're going to ask him a couple questions so you guys get to know him better. Alrighty, let's dive right in.
All right.
So, what school did you work at before you came here?
Sure. Well, it's actually kind of fun to be able to share this part of it in my educational journey. Pretty awesome. I was able to spend the last 6 years over at Southwick Tolland Granville Regional School District. 5 of those years I was an assistant principal at Southwick Regional School, which is a 7 through 12 school. And then just as of last year, I was appointed the principal of the elementary school, pre-K to 2, the Woodland School Elementary School. So with the little ones, it was different. It was fun, exciting. Learned a lot. But I'm really excited about being able to be part of West Springfield High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Sounds like you've had a lot of diversity within the grades.
Yeah, there has been a diverse grade levels that I've been able to be part of. Yeah, and work within for sure.
Alrighty, well, we are very happy to have you here at Westside. Why did you want to come join us?
For sure. So that actually, it's funny that you asked that question because that was one of the questions that was asked during my interview, right? And so the connection that I have to West Springfield is that besides having a lot of friends and even now some of my family lives in West Springfield, I've 15 years ago now, we bought our first house, and it lived here for around 10 years. We've since moved and purchased another house in another town, but have a lot of great memories. Have always remained connected to West Springfield. Love the people. Love the overall just the community at large. The food. A lot of fun that I've had here. And the family that I have, my in-laws live in town, so we're always here, spending time there. And I'm a local boy. I grew up in Westfield, so the reality is I've developed a lot of friendships as well with a lot of people that live within town. So I love West Springfield. It's a great town.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. We are very happy to have you here, so we're glad you decided to join us. Now, let's get a little more personal with these questions.
Okay.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your family?
Sure. Yep. My wife Casey is, I would say the love of my life, and I'm so happy that we're so blessed to have 2 boys. Our 2 boys, James, who's 3 years old, and our oldest, Vincent, who is 11 years old. And to round it out, all together, we also have our fur baby, our first born, as we call him, Luca, who's a golden doodle, and he's 13 years old.
Yes.
So
very big fan of dogs myself. Dogs are lovely.
awesome. I love them. I love them too.
Yes, gotta include the pet babies.
You totally do. That's right.
Alrighty. So let's get on to a couple of favorites, starting with your favorite movie.
Yeah, my favorite movie is got to be hands down River Runs Through It. It's actually also would be considered my favorite book. But yeah, River Runs Through It. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you check it out.
Okay, you mentioned it's a book. Are you a reader?
So yeah, I enjoy reading for sure. And is whenever I can get some time to read, I like to do that.
Okay, that's great. Got a lot of diversity. Love that. What about foods? What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is is Italian in that overall general category, but my favorite dish is all day lasagna.
Okay.
Love lasagna, and preferably a little bit of meat, getting really specific and really unique, but a little bit of venison. Okay. In my lasagna. Love it.
Okay. Sounds delicious. Lasagna is amazing.
I know. Yeah. I'm getting hungry now.
Very. Okay. So tell us about when you were a kid. What did you want to be?
Yeah. So as a young kid, like elementary age, doing Little League, I definitely had that goal and wanted that in that dream of being a professional baseball player. I mean, what kid doesn't want to do that, right? But moving into middle school and then even into high school later on, developed interest into other sports. And
Thanks. Okay.
do you have it?
Yeah, I've got it.
All right. Other sports I've developed an interest in, and that dream, of course, evolved, right? And yeah, I mean, overall, I think one of my dreams once I got into high school, and one of my goals was to, in some way, shape, or form, get into the field of education and working within that field.
Yes, that's great. Lovely. We love our educators, and baseball is a great thing that you'd love to be when you're a kid.
It is.
So, on the topic of things that kids always want to be, who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, wow. Yeah, my favorite superhero, again, it's so, it would be probably the norm within my generation, but Superman, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just all the movies, the cartoons, the comic books, everything Superman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Personal question. It's not on the list. Still gonna ask it though.
It's okay.
As a DC fan myself, which is your favorite, Marvel or DC?
I know, it's a tough question, but I'm going to have to go DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Valid answer. Real fan here. Totally support. Okay. So, still on the personal level of questions, where did you go to high school?
Yep. So I grew up in Westfield, right next door, neighboring town, right? And so went to Westfield High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. Local. We love a local. We're glad to have you here at West Side. West Side is the best. So,
That's right.
biased, but it's true. What would you say has been the biggest impact in your career?
Yeah. So I would probably say that the largest overall impact around like making the decision, the change of going into the role and going into going into schooling for specific school administrator and school leadership. So kind of diving into that back in, I think I want to say it was around 2011-ish, that I started going to school for that, and through mentorship, through a lot of the school leaders, school administrators that I had really strong relationships with, being kind of coached in that direction. So that decision of getting into school administration, I feel like as a teacher, I miss it. Miss it every single day, being a math teacher. But having a little bit more impact in a different way at a school level, that's been fun and rewarding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you were a math teacher. Was math your favorite subject?
That's a great question. One of my favorite subjects was history.
Okay.
Really enjoyed history. Still love and enjoy learning, anything around history. But I feel like I was always had a math mind, and so I really enjoyed mathematics. So I had amazing teachers throughout all of my high school career and then into college, and it just kind of kept pushing me in that direction. I knew I wanted to teach, and it ended up working out that way. Tutoring people in college, just kind of developing relationships with my teachers in high school, and then when I was in the college. So that's kind of how it kind of fell in. I wanted to study math and teach it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that is great. Now we have, I guess, a more school-centered question. Now that you are here to us, what are you bringing to the table? What are you excited to change and implement here at our school?
Sure, that's a fair question. That's a good question. I think even working with the teachers this year, just within the first month, and also the administrative team, right? And that's going from Ms. Silvestri, Mr. Girardin, and Mr. Danby, but even beyond that, working even with central office, there's a lot of amazing things that already are in place here, right? So I'm doing a lot of listening, a lot of learning, a lot of asking questions. But I hope that some of the experiences that I have had, I'll be able to see where that kind of fits into West Springfield, right? In the
Okay.
West Springfield High School. But I'm always willing to listen and learn first, and be able to learn about West Springfield, and learning all the amazing things that happen here, like I said already, and seeing where I can be able to help, right? And at the end of the day, that's what we're all about. We're a team.
Okay. Well, we have a great community here at Westside, but we are always open to change. So we are really happy to have you here to help us foster us and grow.
I love it. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
Now, we are short on time, so I will ask one last question. What is the best piece of advice that you've gotten so far that you'd like to share with the rest of the school?
Yeah, I think the best piece of advice that I have gotten from my grandfather specifically, he has since passed, of course, but was just always being true to yourself, be who you are, right? And the additional part, and this is what he always was about, he was just a very kind man, and always willing to listen to somebody and be able to give that time. So just always trying to be kind, always trying to listen. That's something that I'm going to continue to try to do,
Okay.
each and every day.
Well, thank you so much for that little piece of advice. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks so much. Have a great day, Westside. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.